Is the game you've been waiting for, so we'll not keep you any longer. Let's head straight into the game. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, ladies and gentlemen, as the blue Protoss player, representing XMG in Group Stage 3 here at DreamHack Summer 2013 in the WSEU Premier League. Le one, le only, le ToD. And his opponent, he's going to be spawning up in the top left-hand side. And he's also going to be going for a 10 pool, ladies and gentlemen, to start things off here. Things getting very aggressive. This is the sharp end of the stick. After this, it's going to be elimination. Can he succeed with his early pressure? Ladies and gentlemen, representing StarTale, we have a Code S champion. The first Royal Roader, it is Life.
This game is going to be so ridiculously good. The double extractor trick there, going to 12 of 10. This is Life going all the way. The Overlord has started. This is a very aggressive opening from the StarTale player. ToD is going to have to be on tip-top form if he wants to take a game off Life.
And he's going to be starting off by having to defend against this insane early game pressure. StarTale Life really pumping out as quickly as he can. Now the firstlings are in production. ToD has not scouted yet. He's busy sorting out his base. We have the first gateway nearly complete. It is rallied to his ramp, but it's going to be a while before he actually sees this coming. In fact, it's basically going to be at his front door. I'm a little bit worried for ToD right now. The first 4 lings are out, and the next 4 are very shortly behind.
This is a big commitment from Life, though. Notice he's got to 18 of 18 supply. The Queen coming out. This is a big push. Now, if ToD skips the Zealot, he's going to be in massive problems, and it looks like he's not going to skip the Zealot. Yes,
okay,
ToD.
so ToD has the Zealot coming out, ladies and gentlemen. He may want to stop chrono boosting those probes very soon, though, because the lings are shortly going to show up at his front door. Will he be able to hold 8 lings now out? We have the Overlord coming out and the expansion off the back of it. So 8 Zerglings that he will have to deal with. And the probe sees the lings, and ToD now knows exactly what's in store. Will he be able to get this out? First Zealot here, and 2 Stalkers coming out now as well. Almost getting surrounded by those lings. It looks like he might be. And the probes coming out to try and help as well. A decent number of those lings go down. 4 are left over there in that first group at approximately half health, but 2 more at full health are going to be joining the fray now, and the Stalker is being chrono boosted. He needs to be careful that the Stalker doesn't actually get surrounded by the probes here. ToD microing brilliantly. Can he mineral walk some of these probes back? Yes, he can, but losing one in the process, and the Stalker does get surrounded. It's going to get taken down, but the lings also get surrounded by the probes, and they all go down as well. Number of workers at the moment, 15 to 21 in favor of ToD right now. He's held this off.
That defense was so good. The positioning of the Stalker great. The pulling of the probes even better. How many workers were even killed there, Joris?
Only 2 workers
That's
killed by StarTale Life right now. ToD held that off like a champ, and now he's going to be chrono boosting the probes again, making sure he gets a maximum amount of economy he possibly can here. He has a Stalker up. He's going to get another Zealot. Wants to make sure there isn't any massive follow-up pressure, and he's got a probe scouting out across the map to see exactly what is up.
Now, of course, more Zerglings are out on the field. Life needs to drone really quite heavily now because ToD is actually in a relatively okay spot. He didn't lose too much of that. Life committed quite a lot, and ToD is just going to be able to expand and just be quite comfortable now, as long as no more pressure comes out for the near future.
There are going to be an extra 4 lings coming in from the left-hand side from StarTale Life right now. ToD, though, has a couple of units out, and he should be able to deal with these 4 lings okay. He's also got the Mothership Core about to pop as well. That's going to be incredibly useful. Here comes the Stalker against these lings, trying to micro as best he can against it, but with the Mothership Core coming out as well, these lings do not stand for very long. In fact, are we actually going to see a probe kill it off? Yes, we are indeed. The remaining 2 Zerglings have to hightail it out of there, and off the back of this, ToD's Nexus is safe. Is Life going to attempt to go for a 3rd base now? He's sending a couple lings over to check for those forward pylons.
Well, he's got 2 gases down, so he's getting quite a good amount of gas income. He can start up speed fairly soon, but that 3rd base has got to come down at some point in the near future, unless he's going to go for some big 2-base play. More Zerglings are also coming down. Worker supply, StarTale Life has caught up, but there we go. Lair is coming down before the 3rd.
Alright, so the layer coming up immediately. Note there's no Roach Warren just yet from StarTale Life, and we have got the 4 gateways coming down from ToD. So ToD wants to try and increase his pressure on Life right here, see if he can't catch Life, going for something very, very greedy. And we just took a look at the worker tab, Adam. Life has a lot of drones out on the field right now. If we take a look at the army supply, it's 10 to 8 in favor of StarTale Life, but he's got a lot of lings out on the map. And those lings really aren't going to hold a candle to a decent number of zealots as well. So ToD looking to try and do some 4-gate pressure rather, and actually taking apart that pylon right there was a big blow to that, because ToD's next pylon is actually not even warped in yet.
It isn't, and of course ToD going for this delayed 4-gate pressure, well, it's going to get shut down relatively easily by Life. If he does get some decent number of roaches out, this Zealot, this Stalker, will survive for the moment, but very close. Roaches coming down for Life. He's getting roach speed as well, and ToD needs as many units as he can out on the field to try and defend against this. So I guess it's better than him going for, say, like a robotics facility nice and early, that he's actually going to have sheer units.
Yeah.
But Life, he's getting a big push ready.
Very close here. Life now has 9 roaches popping. Will he be able to send them down to the 3rd in time to prevent it from being cancelled? The Zealots are going to work on that hatchery now, doing a lot of DPS. It looks like the roaches are going to be able to get down here in time, and yes, immediate cancel on that, but we have a counterattack. A number of slowlings coming in towards an actual expansion location. The sentry is going to spot this. We'll probably see a force field go down, and those lings are actually trapped. They are attacking one of the sentries. One goes down. The other 2, though, will be able to hold that off. So the 3rd base, and we do have a mass recall available, and well, he's actually going to be going for it against these roaches at the moment. Maybe he's trying to deny that drone. If he gets that drone, that would be absolutely huge. Can he get it?
Yes, he does. That drone was huge. He's delaying StarTale Life's 3rd base so effectively at the moment. ToD, he defended nice. He lost a sentry while that wall off wasn't quite there, but yeah, nothing too much to worry about. He is still on equal basis with the Zerg player, which is always a good spot, and Life is being forced to pump lots of roaches, and he is going for a good little bit of aggression now.
Yeah, here we have the roaches moving out across the map. I love, by the way, the fact that ToD, look at this, he's keeping the mothership core here so he can move with this drone and try and kill it off. Great time warp, and once again, oh no! Cast a curse once again. The mothership core, if he was kind of that, would have been able to do it, but now we have roaches inside the natural expansion from StarTale Life. It's up to 101 supply versus the 71 from ToD. ToD is in a good position, though. More and more stalkers warping in, and it looks like these initial sets of roaches are going to go down here. ToD really, he's just forcing Life to try and engage the buildings in the front, and this concave that ToD has inside means that Life can't really penetrate into the main base.
ToD's SimCity is so incredibly good. He is potentially going to lose this gateway, but he has got a good number of units there. The cannon is also up. He's getting 3 additional gateways now. He is ready to hold this pressure, knowing that that 3rd's been delayed. The mothership core is still on the other side of the map, doing a nice little bit of harassment, but the Queens will be shoving that further back now.
And the roaches from StarTale Life, they're going to be taking a backseat for the time being. 0 upgrades at the moment for StarTale Life, by the way. He's just been pumping units out his nose right now. The layer is complete. He's, of course, got that Glee Reconstitution now as well. And ToD is going to try and defend. He has a lot of gateways out here. He's going to use these additional units from these gateways to hopefully come in and see if he can't do a lot of damage to these little guys over here, because once these roaches disappear, ToD might be in a good position to either push or go for and defend his own 3rd base. Another Zealot warping against the 3rd base, doing an incredible job, and he actually focuses down the hatchery as well, so he isn't deterred by those Zerglings. 80, 60,
it's gonna be close.
20, 14, 15 health on this hatchery. ToD basically needs another hit or 2 off of a Zealot, and that's going to go down, so keep an eye out on that. Burrow on the roaches as well, so Life is going to be able to heal those while they're outside.
At the same time, though, we do have some units pushing in, but they're cleaned up. The proxy pylon has been discovered now by Life. ToD, the thing he's got to worry about, though, is 10 Hydralisks on the way out, plus 1 on the way out. And he doesn't have a robotics base, so no Colossi are on the way yet, and he's got to be careful. These Zealots running in there just like, no,
not quite.
If he gets in there, he needs like 2 shots off.
He's trying very hard. Life transitioning into that Roach Hydra composition now as well. He's got that +1 missile attacks on the way, and we do see the Immortal from the robotic facility, really the unit ToD has been waiting for to try and stop these roaches from doing anything at the moment. Nice force field, splitting those roaches in half, forcing Life to engage here. And that Zealot at the front doing a decent amount of damage as well. It looks like this could be the end of the roach aggression prematurely before the Immortal even has a chance to get into this battle. And this Overlord is looking pretty tasty as well. That is going to go down in addition to the roaches right now. There is a second Overlord desperately trying to hightail it out of there. And this hatchery still on 150 hit points, so keep an eye out for that. But now ToD moving out of his base.
And he's got to be so careful because Life does have roaches, does have Hydralisks, and without any splash to deal with those Hydras, this could be a little bit disastrous. What's coming in from the right-hand side? We do have more Zergling coming in. They do not have speed, though. Speed has not been researched by Life this game, but in comes to push the Hydras, the force fields. just about hitting the mark.
Oh,
Need to zone out those
fantastic force
Hydras.
fields. He was zoning out those Hydras for a very long time while the Roaches went down, and the Zealots doing an absolute number on those, and now the Immortals and the Stalkers doing a lot of DPS actually, but so are the Hydras and ToD being forced to move back here because there are reinforcing Roaches. The Immortals doing a lot of damage shooting to the Hydras, adding so much DPS from behind. We have some Zealots coming in from the right hand side. That's going to help ToD out an awful lot here, but the Hydras now finally able to sink their teeth into these Immortals, and it looks like life is slowly pushing ToD back.
He is, those Hydralisks just dealing so much damage. The initial force fields were good, but without being able to continually zone out those Hydras, they just have such high DPS with the Roaches supporting them, and they are breaching into the natural base. Can ToD last much longer?
Oh, I think the arrival of this Immortal will mean that he does last. Both players are really putting it to each other. A massive boxing match going on here now. And the Immortal just pumping out so much DPS from behind here. Life does have to fall back and try to consolidate right now. I'd love to see a warp and kill off this hatchery from ToD. That's really the breathing space that he kind of needs right now to get into life. But look at this. 3 Roaches burrowed immediately underneath this Zealot, so he knows when ToD is moving it, and he might be able to unburrow them at the same time as an attack. He could unburrow and try and pick off a couple of sentries, and this might be what he's about to do.
Yeah, it definitely could be. There goes down the force fields. Those Roaches are still burrowed in a nice position. More burrowing down the cannon, though, about to finish up and grant detection. Of course, life, he is just pushing forward, and ToD still has no way to deal with any Hydralisks that may be on the way. But there's the unburrow. The sentries are taking some damage, but it is getting cleaned up. The detection from the cannon will prevent that happening for the near future.
Yeah, that was really, really good from ToD, actually. Life maybe wanted to unburrow those Roaches, ideally, a little bit earlier when he was pushing in the first time. I think that might have done a bit more damage. As soon as the cannon finished, those Roaches basically stood no chance. He's now taking apart a Warp Gate once again here, and ToD completely focused on trying to defend this. There are a lot of Lings here, which is great because there are a decent number of Zealots as well. Do we have any force fields available? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Just the one, and he's able to get a decent surface area off thanks to that force field. But the Roaches are now starting to power. There are 3 Immortals here, though. I'm not sure this is going to quite be enough. I think ToD just about holds this.
He should just be able to force it back, but life has got reinforcements streaming across. More Hydralisks are in production. Of course, Hydralisk deals so well with both Immortals and Gateway units. That could be the problem for ToD. Here comes round number 4.
And ToD's big problem right now is he doesn't have a forward pylon out anywhere on the map, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine if he still had this pylon here, he'd be able to warp in, kill off this third base, and continue defending here. As it currently stands, Life has the income from that third base. He has the larva from that third base, and that's what's allowing him to constantly reinforce and go up against ToD here. He has 1-0 upgrades. ToD at the moment has 1-1 upgrades, and to be fair, he's researching 2-2 as well, so this army is continuously getting better, but Life is the one who's putting on the constant pressure.
It's these Hydralisks. They are the massive problem for ToD. He just doesn't have an answer to them. He can't kill them quickly enough before they start dealing their massive DPS to his army. He has got such great Sim City, though, creating tight choke points, preventing Life from being able to get those big attack arcs. And
ToD also has to constantly warp in units to defend against this as well. It's not like he has the time and space to be able to breathe, to get down that robotic spay and maybe try and get those Colossi out. Just where is the space for him to do that right now?
there's the Zealot warping. That is exactly what we need. The damage is going down. Will the hatchery fall? There's a single Hydralisk there. It is going to be really close, but it should now die. That is what ToD needed.
Oh, and that is a
But there's the
huge
push in the
for
natural
ToD,
at the
massive
same time.
push going in now. We have Hydras warping in everywhere. ToD continuing to warp in Zealots on the right hand side. They do a decent amount of damage. The Immortals still trying to hold strong from behind. There are 2 left over here, and if ToD can hold this off, he might be in a decent position because Life is now down to 2 base. But look at the number of Hydras here. Without those Colossi, this is so difficult. GG.
GG.
Holy crap, what a game number 1.